Good evening to all. Today, in this platform of Vardhan, I am Dr. Savita Agarwal. I am going to discuss you about the pregnancy and the skincare. As we all know that during the pregnancy there is a complex change in your immunological, endocrinological and hormonal changes that can lead to various skin changes. Almost 90% of women faces the skin changes and sometimes they are very much worried. So we should know what is normal, that is the physiological changes which is normal during the pregnancy, and what is pathological, that is when you have to go and show to a dermatologist. So coming to the physiological changes, that is what is normal during pregnancy, the most common problem what we see in our OPD is in pigmentary changes, that is hyperpigmentation. Patients come with a generalized hyperpigmentation all over the body, especially in the area where there is already, it is more pigmented, like your nipple, areola, genitals and thigh area. It is because of the increased hormones, that is your estrogen and progesterone. Usually it can start from the first trimester and it usually improves on its own post delivery. Now next what we see is linea nigra, that is a vertical black line which starts from your belly button to the pubic bone. This is again seen during the second trimester, and usually post delivery after a few weeks it fades and leaves behind a very light mark, that is the linea mark. So no treatment is required for all this problem. Now the most common what patient comes in OPD is they are worried is melasma. Melasma, which is also known as mask of pregnancy, is seen in almost 45 to 75% of women during their pregnancy period. So as we know, melasma, which is also commonly known as chaya, it is because of damage rays of your sun exposure, so you have to use sunscreen regularly. And second factor which can lead to melasma is your hormonal changes. So during pregnancy or patient who are consuming oral contraceptive pills can also develop the melasma. So during pregnancy, if you develop this, don't panic. There is treatment which you can take during pregnancy, like you have to use sunscreen regularly. Whenever you are going out in sun, you can cover your face or you can use umbrellas. And only one thing, the topical creams which you can easily get from the market, you should avoid hydroquinone preparation, which is not at all indicated to be used during the pregnancy because it is systemically absorbed and it can harm the fetus. So you can use a simple cozy preparation creams which is available. Even chemical peeling we can do for the pregnant woman, and it improves melasma a lot. Normally within a year of your delivery you can see the improvement in melasma, and almost in 80-90% it fades on its own. So even if you don't take treatment, it will fade with the time. But if it doesn't resolve, then you can consult your doctor. Now next problem which I feel ki everybody is worried when we think about ki getting pregnant is your stretch marks, which is also known as stria distensia, which develops during your second and third trimester, and it is mostly seen in 90% women. Now what is the most frequently asked whenever the pregnant women come, is there something which we can apply to prevent stretch marks? No, there is nothing which you can apply and prevent stretch marks. It is just a placebo effect. So what more you can do is you have to avoid excess weight gain. If you are using any topical steroid, stop using those creams because it will thin your skin further. And stretch marks is mainly because of the overstretching. So your elastic fiber gets torn up and it leads to linear band of red marks. But usually during the postpartum period it improves on its own, and within 6 months it just leaves behind as atrophic linear marks. So afterwards also we can go for the treatment, like there are treatments like micro needling and laser treatment which will improve the stretch mark further. The cream which we commonly prescribe but not during pregnancy is retinoids. So even during pregnancy if you want to apply something, apply an ample amount of moisturizer. You can add vitamin E, almond oil, olive oils, those things you can use and you can apply it regularly. Then coming to, apart from the skin, what we see is there are certain changes in your hair pattern also. Many females, they feel that the hairs over your face, your chin, upper lip, they start becoming very coarse, dark. So that is we call as an hirsutism. That is development of dark, coarse hair in the male pattern. Whereas in certain areas like legs, arm, also the hair may become thicker. It is because of the excess androgen hormones and pregnancy hormones which leads to the thickening of the hair. But don't worry, it's not going to last forever. After pregnancy, it will come back to your normal size. So usually whenever there is severe hirsutism, suddenly there is severe growth, then sometimes we need to rule out the tumor which can be associated with pregnancy. So in that case, if you're feeling it is excess hair growth, then you can visit your doctor and then accordingly we can investigate. Hair growth, usually hair fall is not seen during pregnancy because the growing phase of the hair, hairs remains in the growing phase. It doesn't turn into the falling stage. But suddenly after delivery, 1 to 5 months after delivery, you start noticing there is excessive hair loss. That is known as telogen effluvia. So usually female, they get panicky. If the hairs keeps falling like this, I will become a bald. So it's not like that. It usually improves within 6 months to a year. But some preparation we can use like peptide hair serums we give, biotin preparation which can add to the hair growth and it can lessen the hair fall. Hair oil is normal, you can apply, you can massage. There is no particular hair oil which will prevent the hair loss. So mainly you have to use the topical preparation which we advise accordingly. But one thing we always rule when you come with the telogen effluvium is whether there is some other cause which is precipitating this hair fall, like you are anemic or there is deficiency of vitamin B12, vitamin D. These are a very common cause of hair fall. Either it is post-pregnancy or it is even in the normal females, it is very common. Now beyond hair, even nails shows the changes. Like in nails, it suddenly start becoming brittle, it become very fragile, it breaks easily. There is discoloration of nails. Suddenly you start noticing your hair and nail has become white. So don't panic. Only thing you can do is you can use ample amount of oil to moisturize it. Keep nails short so you can avoid the trauma. Suddenly if nails breaks, it can lead to bleeding and all. So keep nail short. Only thing is sometimes we need to rule out the infection or use of excessive cosmetics, so that you have to avoid. Apart from that, there are certain glandular changes, like whenever you feel during pregnancy, suddenly the patient starts sweating more. So pregnant women, they sweat more because the sweat glands become more active. It secretes more of sweats. So because of that, especially during the summer season, they come with the malaria. We call it as an alaya. So malaria, that is they develop red color rash mainly over the trunk. That is the occluded area, and suddenly they can feel that palm and soles, there is lot of sweating which is hampering their day-to-day activity. This is entirely normal. For malaria, we give you calamine preparation. We ask you to take bath with the normal cold water. Twice you can take, not more than that. You can use mild cleanser or mild soap, especially moisturizing soap you can use. Prevent the scrubbing. You should not scrub the skin more because it will lead to more of dryness and it can irritate further. Now another issue which we come to see during pregnancy is acne, what we call as in pimples. So during pregnancy, because of the hormonal effect, there is increased activity of the sebaceous gland. So the acne suddenly it can aggravate. In that case, in case of acne, what we ask you to just avoid the oily and junk foods. You can reduce your milk products, especially ice creams, then this sweets and all. This is the care which you can take in diet, especially in women. During pregnancy, we ask you to take more of green vegetables, fruits, fresh fruits, so that help also. And for as a treatment, you have to avoid two things. One is retinoid preparation, oral or topical. Before planning for pregnancy, if you are using these products, please stop it, because it can harm your baby. So it can cause the malformation in fetus. So retinoids, either topical or oral, is strictly prohibited. Before 3 months of planning for going for pregnancy, you have to stop oral retinoids. Even antibiotic that normally we take is doxycycline, minocycline. These we have to avoid during pregnancy. Moreover, we can go for the topical preparation, that is your clindamycin, erythromycin, benzoyl peroxide. These creams are very, very safe. You can use during your pregnancy also. And if at all you require, we give in second trimester azithromycin short pulse course to prevent the aggravation. You can undergo chemical peel like glycolic peel, which is entirely safe. You don't need to worry for that thing. And don't pick the pimples, it will leave behind very bad marks. And lastly, the pruritus. Pruritus means itching all over the body. We all must have faced at certain stage of pregnancy. The slight itching is okay, but if you start getting itching all over the body, that can be an alarming sign. Now, it can be physiological and pathological. So it can be because of the specific dermatosis, that is specific skin disease which is limited to your pregnancy, which can again cause itching all over the body. Now it can be associated with the skin lesions, or you can get itching just without any skin lesion. So severe itching starting from your first and second trimester, we have to always rule out intrahepatic cholestasis of pregnancy, where we need to check because of reduced excretion of bile salts, you start getting itching all over the body. So in that case, we need to investigate and give the treatment accordingly. Now next comes the skin lesion. Sometimes you start developing red bumps all over your skin, or even blisters over your breast. So please go and visit the dermatologist, skin specialist, even your gynec you can show, they will refer to us. So in that case, we need to rule out certain disease like what we call is in polymorphic eruption of pregnancy, atopic eruption of pregnancy. Mostly in this case, there is no harm to fetus, but you need treatment during this pregnancy period, and after delivery, usually slowly it subsides, and within 1 to 2 weeks it subsides completely. But in case of intrahepatic cholestasis, it can affect the fetus, like you can have preterm delivery, low birth weight, so all these complications can be there. So this is very important in pregnancy. If we are seeing if we are getting severe itching, we need to investigate patient properly, and we need to rule out the specific disease which can lead to this. Otherwise, it is normal. Now, what are the general skincare tips? In the last, I would like to know what are the general measures which you can take to keep your skin healthy and glow. So for that, first you need to use a broad spectrum sunscreen every day to prevent the pigmentation from further darkening. Avoid the direct sun exposure and use very mild soap, that is the moisturizing soap is better. Don't use bubble bath and all. Moisturizer is okay, you can, if your skin is very dry, you can use moisturizer. If your skin is oily, just go for the sunscreen. Products such as shampoo, hairspray, soaps, lotion, deodorant, they have not shown any harmful effect during pregnancy, so it can be used safely. To keep your body clean, as you feel more sweaty and hot during the summers, you can take bath daily, twice, at least not more than that. You can clean your hair with a mild shampoo, not very harsh or medicated shampoo. Ensure you take ample amount of vitamins and calcium which has been prescribed by your gynec. And because a certain disease, especially psoriasis, that worsen if there is deficiency of your calcium. Keep taking adequate sleep. Adequate exercise is very, very important to keep your skin glow. So this way the pregnant woman can also look their best without compromising the health of their unborn child. So with this, if any question is there, you are most welcome to ask any queries related to your skin problem or skincare during your pregnancy. Thank you. I hope this will be very useful for the pregnant women, and with this small care you can keep your skin healthy, and you should not panic whenever you see any skin lesions. And if you, there is one query here. They have asked about the varicose vein. So the varicosity, it usually increases and you tend to develop pedal edema more because there is compression of the vessels and the tone also reduces. So when you tend to get more of pedal edema, what normally we advise that you can keep your leg elevated whenever possible. Use pillows below your legs, and you can wear the stockings if it is creating a lot of problem. Otherwise, usually it will improve on its own after the pregnancy. I think so. This was the only query. With this, thank you to all for this, and hope this will be useful for everybody. Thank you.